Hello world, it's Curtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. We just celebrated my son's birthday, and even though his birthday is actually on Tuesday, we did a lot of pre-celebrations because of the timeline. And there's certain times where I just really think about memories, events, different things that's happened. For me, like when you get to the end of the year, celebrating birthdays, going to funerals, like it's one of those times where you think about those things that happened in your life, right? And I want you to take a moment to just think about some of the impactful moments of your life, good, bad, ugly, whatever. And I'm sure as soon as I say that, something's going to pop up in your mind, big events. You listen to certain songs, something triggers you to think of a specific situation or event that made a deep impact on your life. And it's funny as I'm doing this video, because if you look right there in the background, let me see, right about there, that cell phone tower, I actually helped build that tower from dirt all the way to finish. I used to work on tower crews. We built it, assembled it, put the antennas on it, wired it, whole 9 yards, right? So that was one impactful memory, an event that I experienced that is triggered anytime I come to this water, right? So see, whenever you go through life, you'll have those triggers, you'll have things that trigger other memories. So the big thing about this that I wanted to paint this picture for was, I work with a lot of people and I talk with a lot of people that are struggling. They're going through some kind of hard time, and when we just went fishing out on the lake the other day and there was a suicide right before we went out on the water, that was something that triggered me, because I thought about not only the times when I felt like I was in the same boat, like as I'm on this boat right now and it's moving, but I was in that same boat as that person who had gone through some hard parts of my life, and I was debating suicide. And unfortunately, that person went through it, and I'm glad that I never did. But it triggers it. And see, then I started thinking about how I was at one point where I was thinking about suicide, but I got through it, right? So when you're going through some hard times and you think about those previous events, those previous times in your life when you have these memories, I'm sure you've went through some hard stuff before and you got through it. And see, and if this situation is similar, you remember what it took to get you through that situation. And see, and on the other hand, that's a bad situation where you're like, okay, what people do I need to reach out to? What were the things that helped me through this? How did I recover faster? But see, then also on the good, when you're trying to create good memories, you're like, well, what worked before? What was good before? Like in a relationship, if it ain't working, you got to stop doing that. And it's like, okay, what did work? I was speaking with someone and they're like, oh man, I just haven't been able to get through to my spouse. And I was like, well, think about a similar time when you was able to get through a hard conversation with your spouse. How did that conversation look? What did it take for you to get through that conversation? So as you go through life, whether it's the good, bad, ugly, the great, the amazing, how did you get through it before? Did it work? Didn't it work? How can I mimic that if it worked and not do it if it didn't? And hopefully that'll help you through the different situations in life. And I'll tell you that this weekend was an eye-opener for me. Because see, I was going like crazy. I worked really hard this previous week. And when I got with my kids, then I was like, I got to get out of that work mentality and mindset and just be present with my kids. So it was like work, but it was crazy, because once I dropped them off, I instantly switched back to that memory of, all right, what do we got to do now? Well, you know what? I got to make a video. I got to make videos. I got meetings that I had scheduled after that. And I've gotten right back on to my I'm sorry, I lost the word, but my focus on my intention of what I am wanting to complete by the end of the weekend. So see, whenever you have those memories, those triggers, how I got through it, how I got back on it, and get right back on right on track. So I hope this helped you. Please like, share, comment in the section below on things that maybe you found were helpful. So let's focus on the positive. What was helpful for you to get through triggers, situations, get back on track? Any kind of help, advice that you can give to our listeners, so that way we can all work together on this journey of becoming boundless. Have a great day, you all.